Good afternoon, and welcome to a very important day for Pennsylvania and a dramatic step forward for a safer Hazleton and a safer northeastern Pennsylvania. I'm very proud to stand with my partners in creating a safer northeastern Pennsylvania, Attorney General Kathleen, Kane, Chief DeAndrea, and all of those incredibly brave law enforcement professionals, seen and unseen, who put their lives on the line to protect Pennsylvania families. In 2011, the U.S. Department of Justice issued a report detailing a clear and present threat to the safety of the residents of northeastern Pennsylvania. Criminal gangs and drug trafficking organizations were getting a foothold in communities along the 80-81 corridor, pushing drugs into our neighborhoods and making the nature of our street crime more and more violent. In 2012, violent crime spiked 30% in Luzerne County, giving us the 9th most violent crime rate of Pennsylvania's 67 counties. In 2013, there were 20 homicides in Luzerne County, 13 of them in Wilkes-Barre City alone, making it the deadliest year in the history of the city. What is the primary force behind this sharp spike in violent crime? The answer is simple: drugs. And these drug operations, as we've learned, are no longer small-time local operations. Gangs and drug trafficking organizations are setting up shop in communities that are struggling to match the resources of these sophisticated criminal operations. A few decades ago, 60% of Luzerne County communities had full-time police departments. Today, just 6% have full-time officers on the street. Cities like Hazleton and Wilkes-Barre are lucky. They have a full-time complement of some of the best officers in Pennsylvania. But even these local departments still do not have enough resources to meet the challenges of a new breed of violent street crime. And let me be clear, violent street crime is not just a Hazleton problem or a Wilkes-Barre problem. It is a regional problem that demands regional solutions, regional community engagement, and an investment in statewide resources. A few years ago, I partnered with Congressman Lou Barletta, and we founded Operation Gang Up as a vehicle to build regional solutions and to raise public awareness about the region's violent crime rate. Operation Gang Up has since brought together our region through public forums, programs in our area schools, local law enforcement training, and the enactment of Pennsylvania's first anti-gang law. But perhaps the most important success of Operation Gang Up was it started the communication between the various levels of state, federal, and local police departments. Working with these frontline professionals, we formulated the idea of creating a mobile street crime unit, a regional counterinsurgency that could partner with local law enforcement and bring together federal, state, and local resources in one powerful, efficient, and effective crime-fighting weapon at disrupting and dismantling criminal street crime operations. We circulated our idea, and we went to a gentleman that was on the front lines, Chief DeAndrea. He loved the concept, but now we needed a statewide leader to step up and champion our idea in Harrisburg. That's when I paid a visit to our new Attorney General, Kathleen, Kane. We sat at her kitchen table in her home outside of Scranton, and she asked me bluntly what was the one thing she could do as Attorney General to address the proliferation of violent street crime in northeastern Pennsylvania. I laid out our idea, the Mobile Street Crime Unit. She ran with it. She checked it out with her team of experts and then fought hard to secure $2.5 million in the state budget with the tremendous help of a coalition of bipartisan legislators and supporters like Republican Senators Pileggi, Rafferty, and Corman. The Mobile Street Crime Unit is the ultimate regional crime-fighting tool, pulling federal, state, and local resources into one focused force multiplier that ripples across municipal and county boundaries. As you have heard, as you will hear today, the Attorney General's Mobile Street Crime Unit is only in its first deployment, but the impact it has had on public safety in the city of Hazleton and across the communities of northeastern Pennsylvania have been nothing short of remarkable, and the results have been greater than any of us could have ever dreamed. 3 years ago, the Department of Justice helped us understand that our communities were under threat, and the people of northeastern Pennsylvania responded in a loud and clear voice that they were not going to sit idly by as their communities were taken away from them. They were going to fight for their neighborhoods, their schools, and their children. I want to personally thank Attorney General Kane for listening to the people of northeastern Pennsylvania, for staring down the critics and the naysayers, and for finding the right partners at the federal, state, and local level to fund, implement, and deploy Pennsylvania's newest, most innovative regional law enforcement weapon, the Attorney General Regional Mobile Street Crime Unit, right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hazleton, the Northeast 80-81 corridor, and all of Pennsylvania are safer today because of the tools the Attorney General has put in the hands of chiefs like Chief Frank DeAndrea. Attorney General Kane, thank you for making fighting street crime the top priority of your administration, and thank you for fighting every day to make Pennsylvania safer. Ladies and gentlemen, the Attorney General of Pennsylvania, Kathleen Kane.
Thank you. Thank you. 13 months and 4 days ago, I stood at a podium and I took an oath of office, and I said I swore to defend, to protect, and obey the Constitution of Pennsylvania and of the United States. And I also swore that I would not forget towns like yours. Every town like yours, every town like mine, and every town across this Commonwealth is worth saving. People feel like they've been forgotten. People feel like it's only the big cities that deserve protection. I don't feel that way. I know that you're worth saving. So we put our resources together, we put our ideas together, and we begged, borrowed, and stole for that money to make sure that we can get this mobile street crime unit up and running. And thanks to the General Assembly for seeing the investment in our future, the investment in our people, the investment in their towns and their regions, in giving us that money. I know that we have spent it well. I will tell you that this mobile street crimes unit is about street fighting. I'm a street fighter. I'm from West Side. I'm a street fighter. That's what we do. We are down on the ground. We're not sitting in an office somewhere. We're not think tanking. We're not talking about concepts. We're not talking around people. We are on the streets with them day in and day out. We were out on the streets on raids and warrants yesterday. We're here again today. And I want the people of Hazleton and the surrounding cities and towns and the people of Luzerne County to know that we will be with you. We are here on the ground with you. We want your towns to be safer. We want your kids to go to the playground. We want your businesses to flourish. We want you to have a good life. And we know that this mobile street crimes unit was the answer to just that. The statistics are incredible for the mobile street crimes unit. But before we get to that, I want to tell you that you're going to hear my name too many times probably today. But this was not about me. This was about the dedicated members of the Office of Attorney General, the dedicated members of Butler Township, of Sugarloaf, of West Hazleton, of the FBI, of the DEA. They are the ones who are out there day in and day out. They are the ones who are taking down those doors. They are the ones who are bringing in the suspects. And the attorneys that we have at the Office of Attorney General, along with DA Salavantis in Luzerne County, they are the ones who are going to make sure that they get exactly what they deserve, and that's jail cells. So I want you, although you can't turn around and you can't take their photos, I want to let you know, and I want the public to know, that besides these fine gentlemen behind me, the gallery is filled with those great men and women who put their lives on the line every single day. And I want you to know how grateful we are for you. You are the ones who are doing this job. You are the ones who have made us safer. And the National Guard is also here. I don't want to forget the National Guard. But they are the ones who have gone out and done the work. So if we can give them one round of applause. Now keep it going. As I like to say, you got your applause, now get back to work. Some of the Mobile Street Crimes Unit has been incredibly successful, and I don't believe in just statistics. I will tell you that a certain reporter who was here in our clandestine days here in Hazleton mentioned to somebody on my team that Hazleton seems more peaceful. It seems safer. They've noticed a surge in police presence, and they feel our presence. That, to me, is worth 1,000 words. But in the 3-day sweep, Operation Rising Star has made 30 arrests. We've recovered over 9,000 packets of heroin, 150 bricks of heroin. The street value was almost $100,000. We've seized $30,000 worth of cocaine and crack, and $5,500 in cash seized. The operation summary is as follows. Although Hazleton's population is 33,000, it has only 38 officers. Beginning in September of 2013, with officers gathering the intelligence and getting to know the lay of the land here in Hazleton and the surrounding areas, they established a drug hotline for tips. The tips we received resulted in follow-up investigations, numerous search warrants, and arrests. They immediately began purchasing heroin and identifying street dealers, cultivating extreme sources of information. The intelligence collection and the analysis were critical to the success of this deployment, and thanks to the National Guard for allowing us the expertise of some of their analysts. Approximately 90 separate cases were initiated. Over 120 individuals were arrested for a variety of drug-related offenses, and many of these drug dealers prosecuted so far don't have criminal records. We've given them one. Approximately 25 search warrants have been conducted to date. The impact assisted the Pennsylvania Office of Attorney General Child Predator Unit on an investigation resulting in the arrest of an individual charged with possession of child pornography. Also assisted in the arrest and search warrant of a suspect involved in a robbery in Reading. Significant community outreach will come behind this enforcement operations. We will put together the force of the Region 8 and Wilkes-Barre Bureau of Narcotics Investigation from the Office of Attorney General, and our resources will not leave you behind. We have reinvigorated our agents, and we know that you still need help. We will make sure that they are there on the ground for you, even though we will be moving to yet another unit, and even though we will be telling yet another town that we have not forgotten you. And all of these good men and women are going to be out there making your lives better and making your lives safer. We can tell you that from the street, I told you it's not all about statistics. From the street, the heroin dealers and users have told us that there is a decrease in supply and there is a decrease in the purity. That means it's drying up. And what that means to all of you is that we have done our jobs and we will continue to do our jobs. Our office, along with our team members, have identified 64 heroin stamps, 64 different stamps, and we have created a database to spread throughout the rest of the state. They have recovered over 35,000 bags of heroin. Fentanyl-laced heroin has surfaced in recent weeks, although it's not related to the Western Pennsylvania case, and several diversion cases were also established. We've identified a gang population in Hazleton. Many of the targets that we have had through our drug investigations are affiliated gang members. They include the Bloods, Folk Nation, Latin Kings, Fame, the Dominicans Don't Play. And gang recruitment here, we have seen, is targeting children as young as 9 years old. I will tell you that we've also encountered a number of juveniles. And rather than setting them on the course of gang initiation, we've made sure that we've pulled them out of gang initiation. So not only have we seen the people that we've arrested, but we've also encountered people that we believe we have saved from a lifetime of crime. 8 handguns were seized, some of them being carried by the targets. The impact team, as I said, worked with West Hazleton and the Philadelphia Gun Violence Task Force on a straw purchase. Several handguns were purchased from different targets of various drug organizations. We assisted Hazleton PD with investigations into a burglary involving stolen guns and large amounts of cash. Most of the drug dealers with the guns had them legally because they had no prior arrest, and like I said, that has since changed. We've seized 15 vehicles, $35,000 in cash, The televisions that you see behind you were seized by our team, including a 92-inch television that will be donated to the Hazleton 1 Community Center. We've also recovered jewelry from a pawn shop. I want to thank you for all of your participation. I want to thank Chief DeAndrea for being such an unbelievable partner with the Office of Attorney General. He has been a godsend to us. And I will tell you the only way that this Mobile Street Crimes Unit works is adding all of the gentlemen and the ladies up above, all of the chiefs of police, the mayor of Hazleton, who welcomed us with open arms. This is a team collaboration. We couldn't do it without them. This is a true showing to the people of this community and communities all across Pennsylvania that when we work together, we're stronger, we're better, we're more efficient, and they are safer. And we will take this show on the road to the next location. I want to thank everyone for being here, and I want to introduce someone who I will tell you has more passion for law enforcement than I thought even I had, which I didn't think that was possible, but he does, and he deserves an unbelievable amount of credit. He is a true credit to the men and women of his department. He's a true credit to Pennsylvania. I hope that the next chief of police welcomes us as he did, works with us as he did, because he brought in his team and we became one team immediately, and that's why we were so successful. So to all of the people, we are one team. We have made this better, and we've made it better because of Senator Yudichak and all of the legislators who brought us the money, because of the men and women who are out there risking their lives every day, and because of Chief Frank DeAndrea. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, General Kane, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. And before I start to read what I have labored through preparing, it's important for me to say that the chiefs and the heads of the agencies behind here, we've had several discussions, and although I'm the spokesperson, this is coming from the chiefs, the heads of the departments that have joined together to bring this task force to fruition. On September 1st, 1752, the Liberty Bell arrived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The bell remains a symbol of liberty, hope, and freedom. On September 1st, 2013, Region 10 Impact arrived in Hazleton, Pennsylvania for the beginning of their first ever deployment. Much like the arrival of the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, Region 10 represented liberty and restoring hope. February 19th, today, 2014. 69 years ago, February 19th, 1945, was Operation Detachment, where 70,000 men landed on the shores of Iwo Jima. Memorialized by Joe Rosenthal's photo of 6 soldiers raising a flag on top of Mount Suribachi, Iwo Jima was a turning point for World War II. In the same way, General Kane's impact is a turning point for the city of Hazleton, the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and the war on crime. I keep saying impact, and it's important for everyone to understand that Region 10 is the task force, and impact is intensive, mobile, proactive, anti-crime team. And although I'm speaking before you today and the chiefs are here, it is the thought process and the brainstorm of the act of impact, anti-crime team, that is making all the difference on that table behind you, on the posters, on display up here. It is the true cohesiveness of what happens when we're able to bring federal, state, county, and municipal police departments together and stick them all in the same room, and we work together. General Smith was the father of amphibious warfare, and he said on Iwo Jima, it was an operation of one phase and one tactic: frontal assault maintained with relentless pressure. The same philosophy is what has worked for Region 10. Witness here today on that table, frontal assault maintained with relentless pressure. As quoted in the Leatherneck magazine, General Smith was deeply involved in concepts that drew strong opposition from many high-level circles. They were considered radical by some. The general was deeply involved in a concept that drew strong opposition from many high-level circles. He spoke out strongly on his beliefs of the importance of a new type of warfare, often in the face of powerful opposition. When war broke out, his knowledge and ideas were put to the test, and General Smith emerged as one of the United States' top commanders. If I switch the names of General Smith with General Kane, the story is the same. A great leader, ahead of their time, recognizing the current way of fighting is not working, developing a new concept in the face of much resistance, and emerging as one of the United States' top commanders. I was tasked and honored with naming the first ever deployment of General Kane's Impact. Impact, Intensive Mobile Proactive Anti-Crime Team. It is the act in Impact, and it is that act which sits in the gallery today that has made all the difference, the anti-crime team. The concept takes a task force, makes it part of a police department, creates the impact, and that has changed the way that the city of Hazleton and the Hazleton community now combat crime. Using the guidelines created by Sir Winston Churchill in 1943, after much contemplation, I requested that the general name the deployment Operation Rising Star. Colonel Dave Grossman wrote the poem entitled The Angel of the Night. Fear not the night, fear that which walks the night. And I am that which walks the night. But only evil need fear me. And gentle souls sleep safe in their beds, because I walk the night. This poem adorns the Hazleton Police Department challenge coin. It's on a picture in the back of the room. We are the dividers of good and evil. Operation Rising Star begins to rise over Hazleton. It is what we in law enforcement and all law-abiding citizens of this Commonwealth need to navigate through the darkest of times. Each deployment rising higher, getting stronger, shining brighter, providing hope and security to the Hazleton area and the citizens of Pennsylvania. The general has so eloquently explained statistically and through fact the resounding success of her impact and how her impact is made in effect. But remember, not everything that counts can be counted. What cannot be counted with statistics is emotion, feelings such as hope, empowerment, faith. General Kane, through her task force, has made just that impact. It has restored the police department, law enforcement community, and a city with hope. I receive calls and support on a daily basis. People who listen to the scanner, read the paper, watch the news. People who walk the streets. The people of Hazleton community are noticing something. Change. A once frustrated public who felt the pain of suffering now feels the impact of the task force and the hope that it provides. In 1968, Robert F. Kennedy delivered a speech in Indianapolis the evening Martin Luther King died. He quoted Aeschylus, "Even in our sleep, pain which cannot forget falls drop by drop upon the heart, until, in our own despair, against our wills, comes wisdom through the awful grace of God." I pray that the good people of this Commonwealth gain the wisdom to keep this rising star shining and allow General Kane's impact to spread across the Commonwealth. Today, in the light of Operation Rising Star, as the Chief of Police and the spokesperson for a gracious community, I pause to pay tribute to those who are so deserving. There is a lot of notoriety that comes with being the first chief of police, the first police department, the first community to assist in forging the role of General Kane's impact. Humbly, I remind all of those who thank me It is very easy to be seen when you ride on the shoulder of giants. To Mayor Yanuzzi, thank you for trusting me and embracing in such an idea. Senator Yudichak, Representative Toohill, and all of the legislators who fought hard for the funding to make this impact, thank you for your support. I pray for your continued success. To Lieutenant Zola and Corporal Ledger and all of the members of the Hazleton Police Department, you have given your blood to make this a success, and without your unwavering support and your dedication, we would not be standing here today. Every day you show that law enforcement is not what you do, it's who you are. This community is indebted to you and your dedication, and I am honored to serve alongside of every one of you. To Director Jess Freer and the men and women of Region 10, you came into my city, you adopted it as your own, and you have made it a better place. Much more than a job, you've made this a personal mission. It is an honor to be associated with such a fine group of law enforcement professionals. Hazleton shall always be your home. Thank you. To the men and women of this law enforcement community, the chiefs and the heads that stand behind me, and to everyone in law enforcement who took part in this initiative, I am honored to call you my brothers and sisters in arms. I stand at the ready should you ever need my assistance. Thank you for your constant support. To the next Chief of Police who has the opportunity to host Region 10, you owe it to your department and the people that you serve to embrace this opportunity and do everything within your power to accommodate and facilitate their deployment. I can tell you from experience, once you get this team together, there will be no stopping them. To the people of the Hazleton area, have no fear. Region 10 may be moving on, but General Kane's impact will not soon be forgotten. Rest assured that with an operation of this magnitude, there is a detailed covert exit plan. The frontal assault and the relentless constant pressure shall be maintained. To General Kane's command staff, Colleen, Jonathan, Lou, thank you for your unwavering support, your understanding, your caring, and your kindness. For taking my calls at 2 a.m., answering my text messages at 3 a.m., responding to my emails at 4 a.m., and being available weekends and holidays. You were never too busy to listen or too preoccupied to help. Our friendship shall transcend this deployment, and you shall always be welcome here. To General Kane, there is a reason why justice is blind. Through you, I now see why justice is always depicted as a woman. You as a woman, you as a lawyer, you as an attorney general have done more in 6 months than most others have accomplished in a lifetime. My police department, my community, and I shall be forever beholden to you for your efforts, your success, and for restoring our faith. Thank you for believing in us, and thank you for believing we are a town worth saving. Your impact is a legacy to be proud of. You are truly a great leader. You are my rising star, and it is an honor to stand in your light. It would be easy to use so many immortal words to close from so many historic figures. John Paul Jones, I have not yet begun to fight. Sir Winston Churchill, never give in, never give in. But continuing to fight the war on crime is only one part of this message. The deeper message is for Hazleton to pay it forward, to muster the continued support to allow General Kane's impact to reach other communities. Today is the battle of the anniversary of Iwo Jima, and today's frontal assault and relentlessness pressure resounds. As Joe Rosenthal said, it doesn't matter that I took the picture. What matters is the Marines took Iwo Jima. I'd like to close with the much more immortal words of Frank DeAndrea. It does not matter who is the chief of police. What matters is who supports the general. Today, more than ever, I am proud to be a chief in the General's Army. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Chief, you've welcomed us into Hazleton as Hazletonians. I assume that's what you call.
Yes, it is.
But you are also now an honorary member of the Office of Attorney General with your very own raid jacket.
Any questions? I'm going to take questions from the media, if there is any.
If there are, thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.